Hello, everybody. How is your day going? Let me just talk to the audience real quick. How is your day going? Leave it in the comment below. Leave it for a comment below. I will respond because that's what I do. Anyways, another unedited video. College advice part 2. And this one I have actual points. Okay, this one I'm going to actually try to tell you guys stuff that would make a lot of sense. The first one is going to be on how to save money. The second one is how to keep your grades in check. Okay? And that is for the subjects that I'm going to talk about are going to be said later on in the video. Skip to like 3-4 minutes, probably you'll get there. So, anyways, let's begin with the video. So, first things first. If you want to save money, I got a lot of tips for you. So, the first one is saving money for college itself. Obviously, this is the most simple one. You're going to apply for like 1 million scholarships. Okay, now the chances of you actually getting some of these scholarships, pretty low. That's why you apply for so many, because you'll probably get a couple of them then. You know what I mean? Now, I personally should have applied for more scholarships, but I decided not to in college, and it kind of screwed me over. However, there is the FAFSA, which there's grants and things of those sorts that you can get from it. So also like loans and things like that, which is what I have. So yeah, not gonna lie, apply for as many scholarships as you can. That's basically the main point. The second way, and this one isn't as common, but gas prices. Okay, so obviously you don't want to spend a lot of money for you're driving or if you dorm. Okay, I already explained this in the last video a little bit, I remember. If you dorm, it's going to naturally cost you more money. However, if you drive, here's what you need to do and plant this into like your thing. So number one, the car that you drive is what you need to think about directly. Okay, if you drive a car that essentially is terrible on mileage, like a truck, try to carpool with someone who lives near you and goes to the same university or college or goes around the area and can maybe drop you off so you don't have to spend really any money on gas, or you'll pay him $20, which like for the whole week, which would not be bad, because trying to fill up a truck on gas, I know. Okay, I don't have a truck myself, but I've been with people who have trucks and they fill it up and it's like $80 to $100, and I'm like, yeah, no, I couldn't do that. Like mine is like $40 when I fill up, and it's a week and a half when I have to fill up. So honestly, if anyone carpool with me, it makes sense who lived around me, because they'd save a lot of money that way. That's kind of like not as common, but I would recommend doing that if you want to save that kind of money. The third thing is gonna be trying to keep your stuff at college, like, okay, you like doing clubs, you like doing this, you like doing that, you like doing this, you like doing that. I'm saying it weirdly, but like if you like doing 1 million clubs, if you like going to theaters, if you like doing other things, and you want to do these kind of things, first of all, set up your money as this, okay? Savings account, checking account, and a credit card. And let me go over these real quick. Your savings account, don't touch it. Put the money in the savings account. This is your emergency fund for if you really don't have enough money for a payment, you accidentally spent something came up, you have extra money. It might not be the full cost, but you have money to start up the process of fixing it, okay? Number 2, your checking account is the money that you spend. However, you divide all your payments into the checking account. Like, say your money's right here. It splits into, like, if you have an IRA, if you have your savings account, you'll put a little bit into there. You'll put a little bit into your loans, okay? I am using something called College Ave. I'm not getting sponsored by them, but I will shout them out because it is really nice to use College Ave. You only have to pay $25, and you can change the payment to however much you want to pay off your loans faster. Personally, I think that's the best thing you can do because I only have to pay $50 a month. Technically, I don't have to pay on my loan till November 30th, 2031. So that's a long ways away, which is kind of nice. I also have a life insurance policy, just because, and obviously car insurance and a car payment. Now, a lot of people probably won't have car payments. Not going to lie, I kind of did something dumb, and I probably will be getting rid of my car soon. So if you think you've ever seen me with my car and you do watch my videos, I probably won't be having that car anymore. However, if you don't, then you're not going to know what car I have. But yeah, no, I have a car payment right now. It's very expensive. So I'll be probably getting rid of it. But yeah, Uh, so you put all your stuff. I recommend getting an IRA as well, especially if you're a college student, and then putting money into your savings account to have a startup fund. Now, it's not going to be a lot of money. Okay, I'm saying like only put $50 to $75 away. You should not have anything that is an insane emergency without having insurance, or that really would do something drastic to your bank account. But then the last thing would be credit. So I recommend everyone gets a credit card. Okay, a lot of people are like, you don't need a credit card. You don't need a credit card. You shouldn't get a credit card. No, you should get a credit card. Here's the tips of a credit card. Okay, and this is probably going to be part of the title of the video. College advice / finances. Number one, you need a credit card to build your credit. You don't need one, but let's be real. Your FICO credit score is not going up if you don't have a credit score like that, or you don't have a credit card. Because you're not accumulating any credit because you're not using your credit card to buy stuff. A credit card is essentially something to tell the banks, I spent money, and now I'm going to my checking account and I'm paying it off. So I'm good. I'm okay with money. My credit score is pretty good. Okay, I'm about to refinance my car soon because I'm planning on doing side hustles and things like that to pay off the car and then refinance. It's a whole process. Okay, if you guys want my financial advice for it, I can give it to you, obviously. I wouldn't say I'm in the best financial goings right now. I'm about 30-some thousand, 40-some thousand dollars in debt, I would assume, because of college and a car payment. But yeah, so I'm just saying right now, get a credit card because that is the most important thing you could do for yourself. Use it for small things and big things, and just know that you have the money and you pay it off. Pay it off as fast as you can. If you buy things on weekends, sometimes you won't get them as fast, so it kind of sucks, but it's whatever. So yeah, and personally, I recommend Discover. As a college student, you can get Discover It, which is the one that I have. I applied for a Discover card and then reapplied for a student one, and they gave it to me. I don't know why. $1,000 limit, all that stuff, but yeah. So, anyways, let's go on to a different type of saving your money. Okay, food. This is where a credit card would be very nice. Now, at the college that I go to, they have something called Flex Dollars. These Flex Dollars can be used for some things around the college. We have a ton of different food options and things like that. But not going to lie, I recommend doing something with your own money and not putting money into that because it's not like you're building credit or anything like that. You know what I mean? I recommend trying to, if you want to save money on food completely, here's what you do. You set up a budget. Everyone's like, oh, well, I've tried to set up budgets before, they don't work. Yeah, because you're not strict on the budget. Okay, you have to be strict on the budget. Everything is budgeted. Calories that you intake, which, by the way, 224 this morning, budget your calories, you budget your food, you budget your money, you budget everything in your life. Okay, so you understand that you have it and you have a little extra after. So, budgeting options, what are they? Well, if you want to go cheap, you can go ahead and eat some peanut butter and jellies every day. The bread is going to be about $2.50. I found this one at Giant for $1.80 for a loaf, probably that big, of just white bread. And maybe it doesn't have the best macros on it, but at the same time, you track your calories. Get some zero sugar jelly, and you can squirt it on there. And then, if you want to be healthy, you can get some PB Fit or just peanut butter. It doesn't matter. That is such a money saver because you can have so many PBJs and the whole thing only costs you maybe $6. That's it. I know eggs are expensive. If you have if you commute and you have chickens, or what I would say is I recommend you to get chickens because then you don't have to pay for eggs. And eggs are the best breakfast food you can have. Eggs have every single micronutrient that you would need inside your body besides vitamin C and carbohydrates. So, again, I recommend them highly. I think there's a couple micros that you have to eat 8 eggs to even get 1% of it, but technically they have it in there, which is why I usually will take the egg whites out because we actually get so many eggs a day at our house. You guys see the chicken videos all the time. So, yeah, but, I genuinely think that saving your money on food like PB&Js. If you want to do ramen, do ramen. I don't recommend it because it's not good in calories. It's not the best for you. It makes you feel kind of lazy and stuff because it's more of a comfort food than anything. Like you make ramen, it's more of a comfort food. But again, though, I am gonna show you like these things at one point, like especially when I hit 1,000 subs, hopefully soon. I'll probably want to show you guys these things and help you guys out, especially if you comment below and be like, yes, please show me these kind of things that can help me. But yeah, so PB&Js, get some lunch meat and get some cheese in. You still have bread. Or if you want to do, get like 2 to 3 loaves. Sometimes they have deals for loaves. Okay, you don't need to get whole grain or anything like that. It's just going to cost you more money. Usually get store brand types of food or anything like that. Stick to store brand. If you don't like something that's like a junk food and you're like, oh, I don't like the store brand, then don't get it. It's as easy as that. Greek yogurt's not bad. Get store brand again. Get something that's like, if you see a deal like 10 for 10 on yogurt cups or things like that, like do that. You know what I mean? Buy a bunch of plastic silverware, you know, and if you dorm, it kind of sucks because, you know, you don't really want to do all that, but well, actually, no. If you dorm, it's easier. If you commute, it's not as easy because then you have to pack a lunch for yourself. And then depending on where you're at, you can't really just like go to the cafeteria and eat that because they're going to be like, oh, well, I can't let you in because then you could just get food up there. So what I usually do is I eat my car. I'm not going to lie. And I might look like a maniac eating chicken thighs or whatever I have. But I just, you know, that's what I do. So anyways, that is kind of the food saving tips I have and money saving tips on that side. And the next thing we have to talk about, and this one won't take as long, how to keep your grades in check. And I kind of figured this out from my last year. My grades were bad. Okay, let me tell you something. I had to drop it was two classes. Last semester, I dropped one class. Okay, so last year means it was 2024 fall. 2025 spring, I dropped one class. 2024 fall, I dropped 2. Those 2 classes, I didn't realize I was actually passing the one and the other one I was failing, and I probably could have passed it with, you know, doing good on the final, but I didn't know that a 60 was passing. So here's what I recommend, okay, and these are just some general easy tips. Number 1, if you do a fully online class, and if you have it laid out the same way that my professors do the assignments on the first day that you get it if it's not an everyday thing. If it's not a Zoom class, it won't be every day. But just try to get the assignments done on the first day, because what I did, this is why I almost failed a class that literally was fully online and I should have got like 100 or a 90 on it. I let the work go till Friday and then I forgot to do it. And I literally missed like 4 assignments in the class, which is why I had a C. I had a C+. That's not good. My GPA was literally a 2. My GPA last semester, though, I'm pretty sure was like a 2.4. So, again, it's not that good. But this year, right now, my GPA, I think, is a 3.6 because I have 1 D. It sucks. It's climate change. Not an easy class for me because it's not like anything directly. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's the professor's fault. Oh, it's that fault. Oh, it's my fault. Like, it's big grouping of it. Like, again, it's partially the professor's fault. It's partially my fault. Things like that. But yeah, staying on top of it. So do your assignments on the first day of the week if you have online classes that you could do that for. Usually full online classes will do those kind of things. The next thing you can do, go to office hours. Okay. If you commute, I know it's a little bit harder, but I still recommend going to office hours as much as you can because you're not hurting yourself in any way. You could ask them, hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? And guess what? They have to go. Some of them won't have office hours, like if they're sick. And this is the thing that I don't really want to talk too much about on it because I don't know how people are going to view me. I feel like the students will view me like as a great guy explaining this. But I think that if you are an in-person professor, okay, doesn't matter if you are Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or even one day for a lab, if you skimp out on your office hours and don't have classes, that's okay. You know, you deserve to get days off. You decide to show up, you have multiple classes. People who are online for Zoom, I think that should only get 1 to 2 days off. That's it. Okay? You are online. You are at your house. You aren't even in a class. sure, it's an 8 a.m. It doesn't matter. Okay, I think that you can take some days, you know what I mean, to go off and do things like that. But I will say that I think that they should only get 1 to 2, and that's it. No vacation days, nothing like that. You are there online on Zoom. Finally, the people who are fully online, I think that you shouldn't be able to take off your office hours. Because how does that make sense? Like, it doesn't matter if you're sick. Okay, how do you get off? You're fully online. All you have to do is press send, and you already have it set up from last year or last semester, this like big old paragraph of like assignments to do. You click send on your laptop. That takes 1 minute. Oh, going back to bed. You could have all of it automatically grading. I personally think that those professors, like, the pay is probably low, and that's fair. But like office hours, you still shouldn't be able to like take off. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter unless you literally have cancer or something bad. Okay, that might sound like crazy for me to say that, but it's true. Like, not to sound mean or anything, but like if you think about it, how are you going to take off an office hour if you are fully online? I mean, there's no Zoom. Like, you just have assignments for the class. So those kind of things is a little crazy. And then some of like the expectations that they have are insane. But personally, I know that everyone's going to hate me saying this probably, but ChatGPT is very useful to do assignments and things like that, especially if they don't have a lockdown browser. Because I had one professor who did, and I use ChatGPT sometimes to help, to help me. Help me get my assignments ready, help me get my assignments done, help me study for tests and things like that. It's very useful. And yeah, there's no other words for it. Like, I will say, I don't want to say it so much, but ChatGPT is very useful. I don't care what anyone says. There's also Goth AI, which is something where you literally take your phone and you can scan over it, and it will like give you the answer for it. Might sound like cheating, but if you don't decide to do certain things for it, then it's not really cheating. It's just kind of using our resources for what we do. But yeah, that's kind of the two things: finances and keeping on top of schoolwork. For English class, obviously essays, I would say make a rough draft on ChatGPT, revise it, try to write it in your own words, and then submit it, because nobody can use AI trackers anymore. You can ask ChatGPT to make a human 5 times, and then you'll only get like 30% on it. So, like 30% AI. So, you could, like, quotes. They're going to say it's AI. Oh, you lose points for that? That doesn't make any sense. So I think they got rid of AI scanners. But, yeah, that is how I would use my finances correctly, and for any classes at all, mainly gen eds, on what to do there. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys watching this video. College advice part 2, finance / keeping up on your grades. See you guys in the next one. Peace.